Welcome, everyone. Thanks so much for joining us. We're going to give it 30 seconds or so just to allow folks to join, and then we'll get started. Okay. Thanks, everyone. And I think others will be joining, but we're going to get started. On behalf of the National Coalition for the Homeless, the National Consumer Advisory Board, and the National Healthcare for the Homeless Council, I want to welcome you to the 2025 Homeless Persons Memorial Day, titled We Remember, We Rage, We Rise. Each year, we come together to remember those we have lost and to renew our commitment to build a world where no life is lived or lost in homelessness. As we share in this memorial today, please remember to take care of yourselves. Step away, stretch, or log off if you need to. We're grateful that you've chosen to be with us. My name is Amy Grissett, and I work at a community health center, which includes a healthcare for the homeless program, and I'm located in Worcester, Massachusetts. I'm also a peer mentor on the National Consumer Advisory Board Steering Committee. I'll be emceeing the event today, and I'm honored to introduce our wonderful list of speakers. We would like to open today's memorial with a song called Our Lives Are as an Unwritten Song by Daniel Holmes. He's founder of Morning Coffee Artist, Nashville Voices of Resilience Homeless Choir, and he's a Metro Arts Thrive Grant recipient for Voices Unheard Art for Change.
With our own feet, a journey we can't complete, feeling burning as we move, our lives never to end. Not with the cries, same patterns repeated twice. Doors closed, leave no opening. Endless questions, no answer.
they found me living in an artist commune, where that was also not good either. But it was also one of the most creative and thriving times.
Where the gift and my faith come in at, because he leads me. And I had to learn not to lean my own understanding. That's the hardest thing to learn, the hardest thing.
And we all have backstories, and we all understand each other.
It was meant for the purpose of representing homeless people, and that is my most important goal. Staying safe in our own little world, a path of fear, never to deter. Words spoken, none to be heard, future is undefined. Our lives are an unwritten song, dreaming of the life we could have won. No matter what we might do, living our lives. Our lives are an unwritten song, dreaming of the life we could have won. No matter what we might do, living our lives. Same for me and you. Me and you. Me and you. Me and you.
Thank you so much. Before I introduce our speakers, I would like to remind everyone that a complete list of speakers and their bios can be found at the link shared in the chat, if we can share that for everyone. To open today's program, I welcome Donald Whitehead, Executive Director of the National Coalition for the Homeless, to share remarks. Thanks, Donald.
Thank you, Amy, and I thank Kenneth and his group for that wonderful song. I am Donald Whitehead, Executive Director for the National Coalition for the Homeless. Good afternoon and welcome. Thank you for gathering today across faiths, beliefs, and traditions, and alongside people of conscience on Homeless Memorial Day. We gather as a nation to remember people who died while experiencing homelessness, people with names, families, and futures that should not have ended this way. They were not statistics, they were not invisible, their lives mattered. Homeless Memorial Day exists because communities across this country refuse to accept silence, refuse to let people die without dignity or acknowledgement. So today we pause. We remember and we speak their names. Across many traditions, we affirm a shared truth. Every human life is sacred. Dignity is not earned by housing status or wealth, health, or circumstance. It is inherent. We also gather at the moment of national concern. Decisions being made at the federal, state, and local levels about housing, healthcare, and enforcement are increasing homelessness and placing more lives at risk. Across this country, people are being forcefully displaced from encampments without housing, without consent, and without meaningful alternatives. These actions do not end homelessness. They increase trauma, interrupt medical care, destroy survival belongings, and make people less safe. We must say this clearly: displacement is not compassion, criminalization is not care, and policies that knowingly increase the risk of violence violate our shared moral values. Today, we remember those we have lost, we stand with those still struggling, and we recommit ourselves to dignity, housing, and life-saving solutions. Thank you for being here, for bearing witness, and for refusing to look away. Thank you very much.
Thanks so much, Donald. Our next speaker is a theologian, pastor, author, and anti-poverty activist, the Reverend Dr. Liz Theoharis. Liz?
I did. Greetings. It's powerful to be with you all. Thank you for including me in this important Homeless Persons Memorial Day observation. As was announced, my name is Reverend Dr. Liz Theoharis. I'm the director of the Cairo Center for Religious Rights and Social Justice. I'm also the co-chair of the Poor People's Campaign, a national call for moral revival, and have been organizing amongst unhoused people for more than 30 years and have experienced homelessness my own self. I'm also a Presbyterian pastor, and as as a pastor, I follow a brown-skinned Palestinian Jewish person, a homeless baby and adult, a low-wage day laborer, someone who is living under the rule of an unjust empire, but who was recognized as a one who could help turn the world around and usher in a reign of justice and peace. This Homeless Persons Memorial Day is here in the season of Advent, where Christians all over the world are preparing for a time when all are welcome and everyone is recognized with the dignity that everyone deserves. I know that this Christmas story is not a sweet and calm story where that we sometimes hear. It's about the kind of raising of unhoused encampments. It's about the state and a powerful coming in and making people homeless. And and on this day, I'm thinking about so many friends, so many mentors, so many colleagues and comrades in the struggle who are no longer with us, but who we say we remember and we demand. And what our demands are is for housing for all. Our demands are is an end to homelessness and poverty. Our demands are that we lift the load of poverty, and that all may able to flourish with dignity. And so today, I lift up the memory of James Shearer and Ron Casanova. I lift up the memory of Veronica Dorsey and Dottie Stevens, and I lift up the memory of so many other unhoused sisters and brothers. Some who we know their names, many who we don't, but who the dignity that they were denied in life, they were denied in death. And this just must stop. And so we are going to organize until all are housed. It's powerful to be with you. All of the ancestors that have come before, they are present with us today. We stand on their shoulders, and we will not stop fighting until all are housed and free. Amen.
Thanks so much. Very thankful that you could be with us today. Next, we're grateful for the opportunity to share the first of two performances by the Tenderloin Opera Company. The Tenderloin Opera Company is a homeless advocacy music and theater group based in Providence, Rhode Island, whose members include currently and formerly homeless people and their advocates. For over 15 years, the Tenderloin Opera Company has hosted weekly meetings and regular performances. They develop characters and stories based on their experiences, reflecting homelessness and community. These stories become scenes and songs for their operas, do-it-yourself community-based original music and theater performances. The first piece of work we will share from the Tenderloin Opera Company is a song called We Remember You.
We remember you.
The ones left outside to freeze.
We remember you.
The ones that are lost to their demons.
We remember you.
The ones who lost to themselves.
We remember you.
The ones at the bottom of the bottle.
Homeless people too. Weary and lost, crying, dying, lost in shuffle of the day. It's a cycle too. Remember you. Homeless people too. It's what we go through. Determined and strong, loving, dreaming, shining, persevering despite all the trouble. We remember you.
People who want to shine and help others. Normal people who've just had some bad luck. We remember
you.
People who serve their country when their country wouldn't serve them. Faith-based people.
Remember you.
We're the people who play a mean guitar, strong and determined. People who can speak out, sing out, and make poetry.
We remember you. Homelessness is cruel, happening daily. Listen, there is need people. Remember you.
People that need help before we lose another person. Let's start now.
Remember you.
So look around here. Where are the advocates now? The call now goes out.
Remember you.
There is an answer. At last someone listens. That there is hope in sight.
Remember you.
Next, I'd like to welcome Wilma Smith, lived expertise homeless and housing advocate and board member for the Rhode Island Coalition to End Homelessness. Wilma? Wilma, you're on mute.
Oh, am I off mute now? Hopefully I am. Thank you.
You are.
Okay. Good afternoon. As I join you all here today in grief, sorrow, and sadness, I am also filled with anger and outrage. Too many people are dying on the streets, but not only are we losing people, we are losing advocates and allies. Exactly a year ago today, I lost a good friend and advocate for the homeless community. She died of natural causes at home, and it wasn't something any of us, including her, were prepared for. It was unexpected. But it made me angry because she was the type of person that always put herself last. Shortly before her death, she learned that she was diagnosed with congestive heart failure, and she was trying to make lifestyle changes that were going to benefit her. And unfortunately, she wasn't able to put herself first. She wanted to make sure that we didn't lose anybody to the cold snap that was coming that year. And she wanted to make sure that she got all her work in to do her annual coat drive that she did for the homeless community here in Rhode Island. But doing all that, she lost the ability to put herself first. And her heart, which was the biggest thing she wore on her sleeve, ended up killing her. But we are here today to mourn and to grieve those that we lost. More than 500 people on a national basis have died to the elements. But I urge you that one person is too many. So I ask you to come here today and be as angry as I am. Turn your tears that you are shedding and your condolences that you are giving into strength to make sure that not one more person dies on the streets because they don't have a place to live. We should be honoring people and putting people with dignity. Dying on the streets because you can't afford a place to live is not dignity. So again, turn your anger and your rage into something useful to help end homelessness and make sure no more people die on the streets. Thank you for allowing me to be here and to speak.
Thank you, Wilma. We appreciate you being here and reminding us of why we're doing what we're doing every day. It is with great pleasure that we share the second performance by the Tenderloin Opera Company. This piece is called Beat of a Drum.
Welcome aboard, Fisherman and Spike. Strike up the beat and off we go.
Music never dies. Music never dies.
We will always remember the songs that you gave us, like your freestyle.
Each day that goes by,
songsmith to ride around verbs in smooth song.
You are never alone. Yes, you're never alone.
When I pass by your empty corner, I'm reminded of your laugh for Bobby and Snoopy.
Thanks so much for those two pieces. Very touching. Next, we are joined by Mrs. Kenitha Patterson, the homeless CEO, Lived Expertise Chair of the Nashville HUD COC program. Kenitha?
Hello there, everyone. Thank you for having us. First, I want to thank the National Healthcare for the Homeless Council for always nurturing us to be the co-authors in our own healthcare that is always rooted in safe, secure, decent, sanitary housing for families and individuals, and allowing us to perform, sing, and speak here today in remembrance of all the lost our lost unhoused friends across the nation. We Rise overly pertains to our local, national, and global work here in Nashville, Tennessee. As homeless lived expertise peer-to-peer leadership, just as Mr. Daniel Holmes' song, Our Lives Are as an Unwritten Song, that just opened this precious day of remembrance, kicking off We Remember, We Rage, We Rise. Also, in addition, on December 20th, 2025, we will be closing the local annual Tara Cole Homeless Day of Remembrance. One night while sleeping, she was pushed into the riverfront. We know, her peers know, she was a jewel, stolen from this earth plane in that horrible moment. We honor all like her across this nation. With this, we rise. I see us all liberated beyond all actions of our federal, state, and local governments. I have witnessed so many different stories of being unhoused, causing the loss of literal life while waiting for housing. Think about snail mail. That's how long it takes to get into a place while you're waiting. We will always stand for and with the people. We are various types of morning coffee artists headquartered here in Nashville, Tennessee, but we want to see our concept in all 50 states. Peer-to-peer voices unheard, art for change. Like the contributor here, Street Vendor Newspaper, our artist featured on the front page here, Mr. Daniel, drew that, and it's one of his art pieces as well. And the Voices of Resilience Homeless Choir, we're touring all over the place and we're looking for members everywhere. But we're starting right here at home in Nashville, Tennessee, by all morning coffee artists. Mr. Daniel and a dear comrade have already created a one-of-a-kind virtual art gallery where all morning coffee artists will be added in to have their own virtual gallery space on the interweb. And we'll drop that in the chat so you all can know how to support each organization. But we rise beyond all things meant to anchor us to death. We rise for all the Tara Coles and the mysterious human on last pit count night. They were all somebody. We rise for Nashville and all cities that look like us. We rise for the unhoused across the globe. We rise for the people always and without compromise. We are not criminals nor unhoused by choice. And when history asks who carried the torch of justice, let them see us here today and know we rise. Thank you so very much.
Thank you both. That was very powerful. Our next speaker is an internationally recognized leader in homelessness policy, Jeff Olivet, who led the U.S. Interagency Council on Homelessness under the Biden administration. Jeff?
Thank you, Amy. And thank you all for taking the time to be here today to mark this incredibly important moment. It was so dark this morning when I woke up in Washington, D.C. And as we're approaching the shortest day of the year, this Sunday, that day will be flanked by the longest nights of the year. And the darkness is deep. When you walk through Washington, D.C. these days, there are holiday lights twinkling in windows. There are Christmas trees. There are wreaths and garlands. There's a note of celebration in the air as we head to the holidays. Here in Washington, we're also surrounded by helicopters flying overhead, by National Guards people walking our streets and policing our subways with machine guns. And we're seeing federal agents raid homeless encampments and harass and drive away people who have nowhere else to go. We have lost too many brothers and sisters this year here in Washington and in communities across the country. Too many people have died while waiting on the streets, waiting in our shelters, waiting for a housing voucher, waiting for a detox bed, waiting for the help they need to end the horrors of homelessness. And yet we have an administration, we have a White House, we have a president that wants to incentivize cruelty and criminalization of homelessness, an administration that wants to shift money away from permanent supportive housing, that wants to round people up, incarcerate, and force people into treatment. And we know that these approaches are inhumane and ineffective. This administration ignores the evidence of what works and the voices of people with lived experience of homelessness. In the face of this darkness, we must continue to rise up. We must continue to resist. We must continue to fight for justice for every one of our friends and neighbors, and most especially those who have no place to go. Today, as we gather here and as communities and friends and family gather in cities across the nation to mark Homeless Persons Memorial Day, we remember those who have died, who are no longer with us. But we also remember those who are living, who are striving, who are raising their voices every day against the injustice of homelessness. During these dark nights, during these short days, and during the days ahead, we must continue in their names, in their memory, in their honor, to be a light for one another. We must continue to be a light that shines through the darkness, and we must continue to be the light that shows the way to a brighter, a kinder, a more compassionate, and a more just future.
Thank you for your voice. Thank you for your work, Jeff. So appreciate you being here with us. We will now share a piece of work done by artist Myra Adji. The piece is called Hidden in the Trees, and Myra shared the following introduction to her work. We live in plain sight for everyone to see. Because of no home, we are hidden in the trees. We get cold, we get sick, we go somewhere to get fed. We collect stuff to belong, but we are left for dead. We matter, we are proud, we want life and help. We want a purpose, we want community and wealth. Thank you, Myra, for allowing us to share this artwork with everyone. To share closing remarks for today's memorial, I invite Bobby Watts, CEO of the National Healthcare for the Homeless Council. Bobby?
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Amy. Thank you, everyone, for being here for this very important, solemn, and I say sacred space. It's sacred because we are remembering people who lost the precious gift of life. And it is important that we remember. It is said that in the Jewish tradition and other traditions, no one dies until the last time that their name is spoken. So by remembering them and calling their names, we are extending the significance and the effect of their lives on us and on others as our remembrance moves us to action. We remember each life because, as it has been said, it is extremely precious and sacred. We believe that everyone is made of intrinsic worth, equal worth, regardless, as it has been said, of their housing status, their wealth. Just by being a person, they are extremely valuable. We remember also that these lives were lost much too soon. And we know they were lost much too soon, often due to factors beyond their control. So we remember, and that remembrance of why they died too early, too soon, causes us to have rage. Rage can be constructive if it is funneled correctly. Uncontrolled rage is like a wildfire, but a fire that's put in a furnace can heat a home, can drive a steam engine, can move machines and people across the country and bring them to a new place. And that is what we want our rage to do. We want it to be righteous, fueled by righteous anger, fueled to create a new path. Because we remember the many people who have died far too soon. And we also remember our brothers and sisters that are still in a state of being unhoused, of not having a roof over their head or a door that they can lock so that they can have safety, that they can have warmth, that they can have the basic human needs that all of us have. We are enraged, and because we know that we live in the richest society, one of the richest societies in the history of the world, and yet we are failing to meet basic human needs of our fellow human beings, of the people, of our neighbors. So we want to have righteous anger fuel our rage so that it moves us to action. It moves us to help move our governments to change some of their unjust policies, policies that cut Medicaid access and funding, that limit proven solutions like permanent supportive housing and housing first policies, policies that we see springing up all over our nation that criminalize homelessness. So we want to channel our values and action fueled by righteous anger mixed with rage at what should never happen in this country, so that we don't just rage and say things to each other, but also that we rise, and that we rise together, that we rise to action. We want to make sure that next year, when we have this anniversary, this memorial celebration or observance of people who have passed away too soon, that there will be fewer names on the list, because we have risen by tuning in, paying attention to what our government at the local, state, and federal levels are doing, and raising our voices together so that they hear us and that they have to take it into account and change their policies. We rise by getting active, by talking to our neighbors, to members in our faith community, encouraging them to get active and raise their voices also. We rise to take care of our neighbors, not just passing them on the street, but offering a word of encouragement, a hand, food, whatever we can do to help them, regardless of what the law says that we may not be able to do. We are driven by a higher calling to follow our conscience and care for our fellow man. And we rise by building community. None of us can make this kind of change that we're looking for alone. So we have this community, and we need to build this community and work together. So together today, we remember those we have lost. We rage in righteous anger, and we rise together with love and grief that we will transform into power. Thank you for being with us on this important, important day. Thank you for the work that you have done and that you will do in the days ahead.
Thank you, Bobby. As part of our closing, it is my pleasure to introduce National Consumer Advisory Board member Randall Loeb, a self-described maverick thinker, writer, and advocate, joining us from Denver to share his poem, Peace Be With You. Randall?
Peace be with you. Rest. How many people died who were heroic? How many died with courage and conviction? I felt privileged to be a part of their stories, their imagined glory, overcoming losses and prevailing despite their suffering. Their formidable testimony to the yearning and their means of making sense in this senseless whirlwind of life provided us with meaning and worth. They've each blessed me in ways that I did not expect or understand. Their awareness showered me with sanctity and worth for all life. A great number of colleagues, friends, members of this community perished like the chorus of a Greek tragedy, repeating the refrain against shorelines of ebony roiling waters on a stark, starless, endless night, walking on, hand in hand, along the coast unto the opaque darkness. We clutch the gift of our lives through stormy seas. Full of grace, I walked with them, gazed into their eyes, held them close, felt their presence, and that we were able to break bread and find solace in each other's company. As long as we were able to share this hoary air, our breaths sang a rhapsody of the morning to come. Our respirations and inspirations melded into one. As long as tides rise and fall, run out on the sandy shores, as long as we hold one another in our formidable hearts, feel the coursing of blood through and through, we will remember always. We have the courage and conviction, sustaining one another and everyone who we touch. Always. Amen. Peace be with you, and also with you.
I appreciate you, Randall, so much. In a moment on your screen, you will see a list of names of individuals across the country who have passed. These are just the names that have been shared with us. Unfortunately, we know this is a significant undercount and does not come close to representing the true scope of the tragedy of what people have experienced. Thank you all so much for joining us today. I wish you peace and love and kindness in the new year. Have a great afternoon.